Manchester City get major partner boost amid 115 charges verdict wait. Manchester City business continues to grow as the wait goes on for the verdict into their alleged Premier League breaches. Manchester City have announced a new deal with long-term partner Rexona, hours after striking up a new US partnership with Paramount. Unilever brand Rexona, a deodorant which is also known around the world as Sure, Degree, Shield and Rexina, first linked up with City in 2018 to sponsor the men's team before expanding in 2020 to include the women's team. The latest deal will keep Rexona as a global partner until the end of the 2026/27 campaign. Benjamin Curtis, global brand vice president for Rexona, said, "Manchester City represents the highest standards of performance and consistency, qualities that reflect everything Rexona stands for. We're excited to continue this partnership with a club that never lets up and together bring fans closer to the action through products and experiences they can count on, built on a promise that won't let them down." On Tuesday, it was announced that City were working with Paramount on a US media collaboration. As the club aims to continue its growth in one of the major global markets, combining with the home of Champions League football in that market is seen as a way of keeping and enhancing engagement for the Blues. Both deals show City moving forward, as when they agreed a new kit deal with long-term sponsors Puma in July 2025, that will be the most lucrative in Premier League history. The club have stood accused of the most serious breaches of Premier League rules for over 3 years now. A hearing took place in the last months of 2024 to consider the evidence, and a verdict is heavily anticipated but has still not arrived. With the evidence completely secret, the footballing world have been desperate for any clues that could be gleaned from the way City and the Premier League have operated in this time. City, who have insisted on their innocence from the start, have acted like normal since they were first charged. And the accusations have not stopped them from getting more business, either from existing partners such as Rexona or new collaborations such as Paramount. Rejecting Manchester United and wonder goals, Nico O'Reilly's stunning rise from Man City Academy to England. Nico O'Reilly could make his England debut tonight after just 10 Premier League starts for Manchester City, but his talent has always been clear. When he was 8, Nico O'Reilly had a decision to make. After catching the eye of scouts from all of the Northwest's biggest clubs while playing for Moston Tigers and Failsworth Dynamos, he had whittled it down to a list of 2. Casting aside Liverpool and Everton's interest, O'Reilly was now making a decision between Manchester City and Manchester United. He had trained with all 4 clubs, but this was time to finally commit. He had begun playing aged 3 or 4 and would play for as many grassroots clubs as he could. But when he got to under 8s and under 9s, the Premier League competition for him was fierce. "I chose City because the training was a lot better," he explained to the Man City podcast recently. And it's a decision that has worked out for both O'Reilly and his boyhood club. The 20-year-old is from a family of split allegiances in Manchester, but his mum and sister were Blues, and so is he. He is undoubtedly City's breakout star of 2025. At the turn of the year, his first team experience amounted to a debut in the Community Shield at Wembley, 2 Carabao Cup starts, and 9 minutes off the bench in a Champions League rout against Sparta Prague. He came on for Erling Haaland that day, and his future seemed to lie further up the pitch, but this might just be the year that changes everything. O'Reilly might still fancy himself as the attacking midfielder who used to prize open games in the academy, but now his country and his club could have other ideas. In the build-up to the 8-0 FA Cup third-round win against Salford City in January, Pep Guardiola told O'Reilly that he would play at left-back, and he has barely looked back since. His England call-up this week came after just 10 Premier League starts and confirmed that Thomas Tuchel currently sees him as a full-back. It has been hard, adapting, but things are starting to click together, and I'm starting to play the way I know I can play. But as I say, there still is a lot more to come, O'Reilly said after signing a 5-year contract at the club last month. "I grew up always being in the box, scoring goals, and it's what I enjoy doing. So whenever I get an opportunity, I'm going to try and take them. Obviously, the way we play at City, I'm allowed to go high, I'm allowed to go inside, and it's a bit freer out wide. So as long as someone is in those positions and the manager's happy, there are definitely chances for me to get in those positions. He enters the England squad after 7 successive starts at left back, with Rayan Ait-Nouri out through injury, and there is little doubt that his presence on the pitch makes City a better team. O'Reilly can't recall playing left back during his academy days, and the respected stats website Transfermarkt backs that up. He was the attacking midfielder with an eye for goal and an assist. Playing for the under-18s, he managed 21 goals and 17 assists in 46 appearances and captained City to that title in 2022/23. The spring of 2023 was when he started to make a name for himself, scoring an outrageous scorpion kick against Middlesbrough to win a game in the 95th minute before netting twice against Manchester United, including a 40-yard lob. It marked O'Reilly out as a preciously gifted number, 10, a position he played for England at age group level. So it's fair to say he never saw the transformation into a potential England left-back coming. But academy players have to be ready to take whatever first-team opportunities come their way. O'Reilly's real breakthrough moment might have been at Bournemouth at the end of March, when he came off the bench at half-time to turn an FA Cup quarter-final back in City's favour. At full-time, Guardiola and his teammates forced him to take the acclaim of the travelling fans. It was an unforgettable moment. I didn't even know what to think at the time. But yeah, I loved it, and obviously I hear all the chants and stuff, and it's such a good feeling, he said. I'm just a kid from Manchester, and I grew up here. So to play for my boyhood club, my dream club, and hear the fans give me support like that, it means so much. On the pre-season tour of the United States in 2024, Guardiola actually spoke about using O'Reilly to fill in for Rodri, praising his physicality. Wow, this guy is big, was the City boss's first thoughts on the youngster when he stepped up to senior training. Rodri ended up missing most of that season through injury, but O'Reilly's calling was to fill a different gap in this City side. A square peg in a round hole initially, he is now so comfortable an England debut could await at Wembley tonight. Premier League chiefs, expecting verdict on hearing into Manchester City charges this month. Manchester City and the Premier League are awaiting a verdict on the charges directed at the club after it was alleged they breached financial rules over a 9-year period. Senior Premier League figures are said to be expecting a decision over Manchester City's 115 charges to land at some point this month. A 12-week hearing started in September 2024, and the decision is still under wraps. City stood accused of 115 alleged breaches of financial rules over a 9-year period, spanning from 2009, following the takeover by Abu Dhabi United Group, to 2018. The club has maintained its innocence on all counts throughout the process. City had a variety of charges made against them, including 54 counts of failure to provide accurate financial information from 2009 to 10 to 2017 to 18, plus failure to provide accurate details for player and manager payments across the same period. Other charges relate to UEFA's financial fair play rules and the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. The charges were first made in 2023, and there has been a long wait for a result. The vast number of accusations and their severity are the primary reasons the case has dragged on for so long. But that wait is expected to soon end, per The Independent. The process has been shrouded in a degree of mystery. Premier League CEO Richard Masters has been put on the spot numerous times, but refused to provide any details. In July 2025, Masters told NBC, "You can ask, but our rules are very clear. It's a confidential process, so I can't give any information on timing or anything like that," adding, "I can't add anything on that." And after former Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy criticised the length of the process, Masters said, "The only point where I can speak publicly about it is when a decision has been handed down." He concluded, "I can't speculate about why or when. That's all I can say, really. Daniel is not in the same position as me, and I can't talk about it." When the charges were made public in 2023, City staunchly defended themselves. They expressed their surprise and welcomed the independent commission. The Premier League side claimed to have a comprehensive body of irrefutable evidence as they stated their innocence. As such, we look forward to this matter being put to rest once and for all, a club statement read. City boss Pep Guardiola has previously stated he would remain with the club regardless of the outcome. "I said 6 months ago, 1 year ago, when all the clubs accused us of having done something. What happened if you got relegated? I will be here, he said. I don't know the position of the conference they're going to bring us. We're going to come up and come up. We're going to come back to the Premier League. I knew it then. I feel it now. 3 Manchester City stars could face January transfer decision. Something has to change. Manchester City news as trio of Blues players face World Cup dilemma. Manchester City head into the international break in buoyant mood after a 7-game unbeaten run. But for some of their players, this week is a brutal reminder of tough transfer decisions that might need to be made. The Blues have reshaped their squad in 2025 with a host of new signings and nearly £400 million spent. It's given the City first team a different look with Gianluigi Donnarumma and Tijani Reinders, certain starters, and the likes of Abdulkader Kusanov, Ryan Ait-Nouri, Ryan Cherki, and Omar Marmoush expected to play plenty of minutes this term. But the clutch of calendar year arrivals has left some City fall guys, and it could cost a trio of stars a World Cup spot. James Trafford arrived in the summer, eyeing a battle to be City number 1 with Ederson, but within a matter of weeks had been relegated to second choice with his club, meaning his